It's Amy from hearthandcaravan.com, and tonight I wanted to talk about a little something different. On Monday nights between 8 and 10 or so, I'm going to try to come on and let's talk about something a little conversational, something that I can hear back from you guys on. So this week we're going to talk about traveling, and I've got some notes here. I don't want to forget all the things that I wrote down, but so now I want to talk about 5 of the coolest places we've been to that were totally unexpected. Because I have a list of pretty cool places that we've been to, but a lot of them you would say, oh yeah, I'm sure it makes sense. But these was a little bit off the beaten path, a little bit different, and I thought they would be fun to share with you guys. So I'm going to get started here, and let's see. Okay, so the first place that I just thought was one of the coolest places I've ever been was when we drove through New Mexico. Now, that's a pretty broad place, but honestly, it's somewhere between Roswell and Four Corners. Basically, that whole stretch of road is like deserted. It's like deserted land. There are no people there at all. They stopped running the power lines. I mean, you would look, you wouldn't see a house for, I don't even know how long. There were no houses. There were maybe a couple of campers here and there, but they were totally off the grid. There's no way that they had any electricity at all. And it was just, the landscape was really beautiful. There were all sorts of different kinds of plants and hills and shrubbery and whatnot. It was just the most beautiful drive. So if you've ever got the opportunity to drive through New Mexico, I would highly recommend it. Basically, it was the wilderness, and I couldn't believe there were so few people in that part of the world. From once you get past Texas, really, it's like an open land. There's so much land compared to how many people there are. It's really kind of shocking, because you always hear about, like, you think California's super crowded, and you think, like, obviously Las Vegas is super crowded too, but really between those cities, between where we were in New Mexico to where we went to Las Vegas, and then we hit the coast of California, there were, in between the cities, it was deserted, like no people. So it was just kind of one of those fascinating things you may not know unless you drive it. If you're flying, you think, oh, everywhere's busy, but yeah, anyway, that was super cool. That's place number 1 that was super unexpected and fun. The wilderness of New Mexico. Another awesome place that was totally, I mean, I thought it was going to be cool, but it's not some place that I'd ever heard of before. It is hands down my favorite place that we've ever stayed the night. It's called Gold Bluffs Beach in the Redwood Forest in California. It's unbelievable there. You drive through the redwoods, you drive through all the redwood trees, miles, like probably 5 miles or so through the redwood trees, and then you like get deposited out onto the beach, and it's absolutely beautiful. So if you have the opportunity, it's in Northern California, right in the Redwood Forest area, and if you ever have the opportunity to be there or be that way, it's a cheap night stay. I think it was like $30 for a primitive site, which is maybe more than you expect for a primitive site, but it was right on the beach. We camped in a tent right on the beach. They had like a little bathhouse. There was no showers or anything, but they did have sinks and toilets and whatever. So it was an awesome, awesome place to stay. I would go back there and stay for a week. It was so beautiful. So yeah, that's my favorite. Like, I would put that on any of my top travel lists ever. It was unbelievable. Hey Kim, thanks for hopping on. Just talking about some of unexpected places I've been that are super cool. And if you have any places that you've been that you kind of didn't expect it to be that awesome, and it was, make sure you tell me where that was, because I want to know. I want to go all the places. Okay, so the third place that we went that was really unexpected. This was actually on a detour. We were not planning to go this way at all. So we had we'd gone through San Francisco, and it was, traffic was horrendous. And I'm sure I am on the unpopular list here when I just say San Francisco didn't do anything for me at all. And so we were just glad to get out of there. And then traffic was awful, and we finally got off of the main road and took a detour. And we ended up in this little town called Petaluma, which you may have heard of, but I had never heard of until we were in it. And it was just the neatest little place. It was not a coastal town, but it wasn't far from the beach. And it was just a really, really neat place. It had, in Petaluma, that's where we stopped to eat. And so we ate a little food truck. It was probably some of the best food we had on the West Coast. Because I'll be honest, the good food is in the South, where we're from, y'all. The food out that way did not impress me nearly as much as the food here at home. So, but that food truck was amazing. We got some awesome fish tacos and that sort of thing there. And it's called Petaluma, California. There's also the seed bank. Baker Creek has a seed bank there where they keep all the heirloom seeds. I wish we had no idea where we were going even. So when we saw that, I said, oh, I wish we'd had time to go there because it would have been so cool. Also, there was just neat like art installations, and the little town, it had a really small town feel. It was not like a big city at all. But it was, I don't know, it was just kind of an unexpected treat to drive through a town that was that cool. I really, really liked that one. So the first one was the wilderness of New Mexico. The second was Gold Bluffs Beach in Northern California. Third one was Petaluma, California. And then we went on up the coast. And then as we were entering Oregon, right on the coast, we stopped at the Welcome Center in Oregon. You know, you got to stop at every Welcome Center, especially when you're on a long road trip. Everybody's got to stop as often as possible. And it turned out to be just the most beautiful place. It was like well designed. It was right on the beach. It was beautiful. We took some pictures there too. The kids loved it. It was a great place to run around. Everything, as soon as we got into Oregon, we knew we were in like eco-friendly land. They had they gave us some resources for the kids to play with, and had some stickers. And they said, when you're done with them, please recycle. And I just thought that was so cute, you know, like how Oregon of them. And I don't know, the rest stop was pretty much as nice as anywhere that you could stop along the coast of Oregon. So I highly recommend that. All of Oregon's beautiful though. I didn't see a bad spot. I saw a lot of places I'd like to go back and see again. And that's just on the coast, because I've heard the state part is really beautiful too. And we didn't even get off the coast. So that was number 4, the Oregon Welcome Center. And then the last one that was really unexpected was Coeur dAlene, Idaho. I did not expect Idaho to be cool at all. Right? You think of Idaho and all I knew about Idaho is potatoes. And so when we drove from Spokane, and we were heading down to Montana, and we actually just hit a little part of Idaho, and it was right on this stretch of roads, and the city we went through was Coeur d'Alene, but that whole stretch through Idaho on that road there is some of the prettiest drive we had the whole way. Just mountains and rivers and water and all sorts of cool things like that. So I say if you ever have the chance to go to Idaho, that you should definitely do it. It was beautiful. And I would actually like to go back and spend more time there, like I would all these places. So if you have been somewhere unexpected, share it with me in the comments. Leave me a link where you stayed, where it was awesome. I would love to know, because I'm always adding to my, travel bucket list. And that is it for tonight, guys. I just wanted to pop on and have a little travel chat with you. And I'll be back on probably on Wednesday. I'll be back and we'll talk about some oil stuff then. All right. Have a great night, guys. Thanks for being here.